guys, what's up? This is TheJason, yes, bringing you another video. Yes, Bandcamp Part 2 as the item description, whatever you call that. Yeah, whatever the description says, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So, anyway, to continue on, tell a little bit more about Bandcamp and more to do with the playing, because I know last time we talked about the Pathoon, yeah, and you know, it's just, you know, Bandcamp stuff. Anyway, today I do want to talk about the guest conductor a little bit, and kind of how we kind of got prepped. And so I know one of the first times we got together as a group, one of the first times, and of course the guest conductor shows up later, a little bit later, anyway. But when he finally came in and he got there, we're semi-familiar with the music, and he just, you know, the very first thing he talks about is just improving like tone and yada yada yada. And this guy's a big brass dude, you know, and so you know how that goes if you're a woodwind. It just it doesn't always like pan out right. And so he was like, "All right, guys," and he turns most of the time to the brass, but when he did talk to the woodwinds, you had to like translate it like what it means as like a woodwind player. But at that age, like, you're not experienced, right? And so you could be thinking anything, and you know, got all those weird chemicals, and you're just like, you know, and it makes it sound like better, but it still sounds like really bad, because it's like everybody's different, like opinions, right, or like interpretations. Because, you know, it's like talking to the brass people, and they understand, of course, though they sound good. But, you know, it comes to the woodwinds, the flutes, and especially the piccolo. I mean, we don't talk about the piccolo too much, but anyway, yeah, you don't want to ever play a 4-piccolo song, trust me. But anyway, director is just like, all right, guys, this applies to everybody, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up our sound a lot. And what I want you to do is, you know, just think big, you know, just stretch back a little bit. And what we're going to do is, you know, just open up that throat. Just open it. We're just going to get a big, warm, fuzzy sound. And I was like, oh, man, this is going to hurt. It's like, make sure you're always staying open in the throat. Because if you close off your throat, then you're going to, like, have a bad sound. And so for me, I was just like, okay, open throat, you know. I just, you know, you want me to start like swallowing hot dogs, make sure it's like big enough. I don't know, but anyway, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this perspective, and I'm actually gonna make it. I'm gonna sound better. And so he was like, let's just do a couple breathing exercises, and I was like, yeah, and it sounded better. Like I was more open. Excuse me. But the problem is my sound was like better, but it was still trying to like choke off, because I didn't interpret it 100%, and so it would choke off, like not like bad, but like noticeably. Like I'd be sitting there like, and trying not to, like, you know, close up, and trying to like end and like early, but at the same time, like, I noticed the biggest difference out of all the flutes. No joke. The director even like pointed out, like, dude, you sound like you sound like Beethoven's symphony, like combined sound. And I was like, yeah, you get excited, but I know I still sound like crap because I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is crazy. All right, but anyway, we get through the warm up, and my throat, like, eventually, like, starts to hurt because I feel like I'm bulging it out. It's like, just like I'm just trying to like expand. Like, I wasn't even thinking about like anything else, dealing with the fluid. I was just thinking about the throat because he was like, yeah, and the brass people is okay, but like, with the flute, it's like kind of the same, but it's like more to it, you like technique and all this fun stuff. But I didn't know it at the time. Like who would? Like there wasn't like James Galway wasn't there. Like he wasn't there to tell us to like what he meant. But anyway, or our other friend Jim Walker. But anyway, where was I getting? Oh, yeah. So, here's like, the goal of this entire concert, Friday, and of course, we're all anxious, and he was like, your parents are going to be there, and it's important for them to cry. I was just like, what do you mean cry? Like, you want me to hit my, like how are we going to make, like, being that young, you don't think of, like, you're kind of closed-minded. I was like, I don't want to make my parents cry. Like, how are we gonna do it? And he was like, we're gonna paint a picture, and it's gonna be so good, and it's just gonna be, warm, fuzzy. And I was like, so we're gonna paint a picture and like put it behind us or something. And I didn't know, and I was talking to a couple other people. They didn't know like how that was gonna happen, and so we're just like, okay. And he mentioned it a few different times, and like I said, the majority of us didn't know what he was talking about, and then he's like, yeah, we're gonna leave with quite a bang here because it's gonna be so awesome, and it's just like, okay, okay. And so we just continue on, and we start getting down the music, a little bit less stressful, but yes, of course, college, like lines and music, like still giving you a heart attack. But anyway, we decided to cool down one day, just a little bit, and went to a pool, and ate up, had a good time, and yet again, talked to some of my buddies like Anthony and my other flute friend Valerie I made, and couldn't quite figure it out. And I was talking to some of the percussion, and they're just like, yeah, I think we know exactly what he's talking about, like. And they kind of explained to me, and I was like, I don't know, yeah, he wants you to be loud, but like, I mean, like, I don't know how, like, I mean, are you, like, physically gonna, like, impound, like, I don't know. And so, that day kind of goes by, and, it comes to be about Thursday, and, we're talking about, like, the 4 or 5 elements, like tone, technique, timbre, touch, and I don't know. I think I'm missing one, but anyway, there's like 4 or 5 elements that we focused on, broke down separately in the piece, and I was trying to like, oh, my tone's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine, and I wasn't too worried about myself. I thought I was doing everything right because I got my list out. The little marker, and it's like, well, I think I'm gonna be able to pull this off because I just, it's just me. The guy likes me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like he doesn't show it, but he does. Like, anyway. So, it comes Friday, and you know, we start packing up. We start like doing different things to get ready for the concert, and we eat and yada yada yada, and everybody starts getting nervous, right? And they're just like, I don't know if we're gonna do this, because you know, some parents are starting to like show up like early and stuff like that, and I just remember at one moment, my parents are one of the folks that just showed up like super early, and I was like they made me cry showing up, because I almost had a heart attack. I don't know. I was like really stressed. I was like, yeah, like, you're serious about this? Like, you know, it's just like, and so anyway, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna shake it off. You know, we'll get things packed up and whatnot. We'll get this concert set up, and so we everybody starts to show up and things like that, and so the conductor gets up there, and you know, of course, he thanks the parents for having all the kids up there, and you know, and what a great time, and there's a couple of band directors up there, you know. Kind of more or less hosting as well. That said a few things and stuff like that. And it's worked so hard, and you know, just those things, because you know, we killed it. Like, you know, like as musicians we're dead. But anyway, the director gets up there, and my mind just goes blank. Like, you know, you call it like the white coat syndrome. And he's like, boom! And I was probably like a second and a half, and my neighbor was like a half a second behind, and then like some of them were like a second ahead. But anyway, that didn't last like that too long. Like after like the first 5 seconds, everything was fine. Yeah. But it wasn't perfect. Band camp at that age, you know, it just is. Anyway, and so you know, we play all the fun songs like West Side Story and, you know, Pirates, and I know for the last piece was actually the 1812 overture, and you know, we didn't have like cannons. I think they're having like speakers and the percussion to kind of take care of like the loudness anyway, and you know, there's people crying in the audience. I won't say who. I don't understand, but I guess he was right there, but I don't understand the second part of what he said. And so anyway, we get playing this song, and the canon part is about to come up, and the percussion's just going at it back there, and the snare drum was just killing it. Like, you know, of course we made a few like modifications to the arrangement and stuff like that, and I didn't really know about some of them, but I knew they had like a sectional or something. But I just know that when the director like crescendos, like you have to crescendo. Like, it is not like a pathetic little crescendo. It's just, you know, like he told the snare and the bass drum to literally like break the drum, like literally, but they couldn't do it. Like, they tried hitting it at like 7 like Fs, and like it couldn't be done. And but of course he's just like an analogy, I guess. But anyway, they decided what actually happened during the canon part and during the bass drum is there actually had 2 on it, and there was a last minute modification made by the director, and he's like, this needs to be 10 Fs, just because we got to kind of imitate that loudness, that everything. And so on the first time they hit it at the part, it smashed through the snare drum, flying, hit first flute, flipped up, twirled up, went behind the audience, and everybody just like paused. It was like the very last the note, but it was so loud that it like knocked somebody out, and it like made one of the their people's ears go deaf a little bit, and yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good, but I was just like, well, I guess it went out with a bang.